Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Microsoft Pulse. You'll be spending your however much time this ends up being. There are quite a few things on the roadmap with Tamara and Tom, and Jennifer and Adam are helping other customers right now. So we're going to get started by going through the roadmap. And the roadmap is broken down into 4 different sections. Number 1, in development. This is what Microsoft is working on. 2, rolling out. These features have started to come out into the different tenants that it's been subscribed to. Number 3, launched. You should find this in your tenant if this tenant is one that this feature has been planned to roll out to. And finally, we have canceled. Wah, wah, wah. Microsoft has canceled these for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's just a duplicate. Other times they're like, well, that didn't work out. So we're going to get started with what's in development with Tom. Tom, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so there's some major themes here in terms of certain applications such as Loop got a fair amount of love, and Places, I'm still not exactly sure what Places is, but that got a whole lot of love. I'm just going to kind of cover all the Places ones at once, and then I'll turn it back over to Tamara for some stuff, and we can go back and forth from there. But anyway, Microsoft Places, from what I understand, it's a workplace presence type application. So if you go into the office and you sit down in a desk that has check-in available to it, it lets everybody know that, hey, here you are, and here's everybody else who's in the place, and so on and so forth. If you're remote, probably doesn't do a whole lot for you. But Microsoft Teams, and these are all part of the Microsoft Places app. So Microsoft Places auto-update location with workplace presence. So this is where you can discover coworkers who are in the office nearby. You're automatically assigned to office when you detect that an employee is on site, bookable desks, things like that. Auto-update my location when detected in the office. That's what allows that to run. You've got workplace check-in with workplace presence. That's the ability to check into the office where you're at and confirm what's going on. There's space analytics with Copilot. So this uses Copilot to analyze and explain key data points and trends in your space utilization graph. So this is something that's probably more for real estate management groups, figuring out where are all the people congregating and things like that. You have space analytics. Space analytics in Places provides dashboards for building bookable rooms and desk pools to give you a unified view of key metrics. You have team guidance. Team guidance, managers communicating which days their team should plan on being in the office and what the priorities are for each in-office day. Individual desk booking, with the addition of individual desk booking via Places Finder, employees can view individual desks, filtered by selection, and actually book a specific desk. And finally, intelligent suggestions in the calendar. This intelligent suggestions will appear in calendar peak cards and the Places People pages, sounds weird, when users have actions to complete to organize their day. Users will be prompted to quick book rooms for in-person meetings and desks for in-office days. They will also see recommendations to view their work location in office when needed for in-person events. So if you're not using Places, it's because it's still kind of brand new and they're basically turning it on to where, it'll be on by default. But it's mainly for flexible working, knowing who's in the office. And they are apparently putting quite a bit of emphasis behind it with all the things that we saw on the roadmap that are coming out in the next few months.
Fabulous. Well, another subject that got a lot of love is town halls. So, town halls now available for GCC High and GCC High Premium. The key difference between GCC High and GCC High Premium is the number of attendees that you can have in a single event. For GCC High, that's 10,000 attendees. For GCC High Premium, that's 20,000 attendees. So this is going to allow you to set up and host large-scale events across GCC High organizations with the familiar Teams app that you use for meetings, using town halls. Now, the town hall capabilities include a new meeting template, capacity for either 10,000 or 20,000, green room, the ability to manage what attendees see, and live translated captions and more. Now, there is another item on the roadmap that says town hall concurrent attendee increase to 50,000 attendees. I know, Tom, I see the look of trepidation on your face. So organizers of town hall instances will be able to, in December, reach wider audiences in a single event with an expansion to a maximum of 50,000 simultaneous attendees. Now, this increase serves as a significant jump from the previous cap of 20,000 for organizers with Teams premium licenses. But the quality and stability of town halls up to this new limit will remain constant, providing high quality and reliable content to participants. For events of more than 20,000 concurrent attendees, some interactive features are disabled for all attendees. Organizations can get support for audiences up to 50,000 concurrent attendees by reaching out to the Microsoft 365 Live Event Assistance Program, or LEAP, for assistance. Now, the Microsoft 365 Live Event Assistance Program is also part of the Microsoft adoption. So, this feature will allow for town hall organizers that have an active Teams premium license. If you're going to go anywhere near 20,000 congruent attendees, I would strongly suggest that you make use of this LEAP program and let Microsoft help you.
Yeah, those are huge.
What?
So those are huge numbers.
Yeah. Back to you, Tom, for more.
Sure.
On in development.
In development, we have Microsoft Stream video reactions. So this feature will allow users to add or remove reactions to specific points in recorded video via Stream web app and embed. Viewers will be able to see how their colleagues feel about a video and show their support towards the video owner. These reactions will be present in the timeline to highlight the most important parts of the video and can be used for navigation. Also, owners of the video can see detailed analytics about when users are reacting to videos and have ability to disable that feature. Now, actually, this feature was incorrectly updated to a status of rolling out upon preview availability. They're putting it back in development because that's when the real go live stuff's going to be in January, and that's actually going out to everybody. So
wow.
In January, you all are going to get some love on that one.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, really. And then the other one, and this is going to be a, hey, Microsoft just moved my cheese, new Microsoft Teams chat and channel experience. This is coming out this month for worldwide. It's a new streamlined chat and channel experience, makes it easier to stay on top of what matters most and organize your digital experience, catch up on chat, channels, and teams in one place, create custom sections to organize conversations by topic, use filters to triage messages, and more. So that's one you're probably going to want to keep an eye on in terms of if you catch anything coming out on social media and stuff like that talking about it, because it is going to change the way your team's environment looks and where you live and breathe on a day-to-day basis.
Now, I am trying to love this one. I'm trying to consider it a delighter, but I have so much already pinned to my chats and to my teams. I can't imagine having the space that I'm going to need to manage both of them in the same pane.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to look once I see it come out and I can start to play with it and then, send out tips and stuff like that internally in both internally and on my external site. But yeah, I'm still a little unsure as to what that's going to look like. I haven't seen any examples of it. But yeah, it's going to look different. So we'll see.
Yeah, I saw a video on it and it's yeah.
Different.
Yeah, and I always get a little bucky around change.
Yes.
But I try and be an early adopter. I try to
Hashtag
find some value in
in
these.
Outlook for Windows.
Yeah, not ready for that yet.
Oh, so do you have a couple that you want to talk
I
about?
do. Microsoft Copilot is coming to GCC environments.
Ooh,
So bring in Microsoft 365 Copilot GCC, your AI assistant for work in the GCC environment. It combines the power of large language models with your work content and context to help you draft and rewrite, summarize, and organize, catch up on what you missed, and get answers to questions via open prompts. Copilot generates answers using the rich people centric data and insights available in the Microsoft Graph. Microsoft 365 Copilot GCC is available in Teams, Chat, and Channel, excluding Compose and Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, as well as other surfaces, including Microsoft 365.com. So they're releasing it just into Teams first, according to this. And that's December 2024.
getting
So
close.
I'm very impressed that it's moving up the food chain toward the more secure tenants.
Right.
So that makes me excited. The other thing, I'm just going to throw this out there. If you're doing security by obscurity, Copilot is going to blow you right out of the water.
Much.
You have to have things properly secured. Otherwise, somebody's going to type in there, who makes the most money in the company. And it's going to tell them if you're using security by obscurity.
Yeah, that's in the various things I've heard talked about. One of the biggest obstacles
Fears?
or hurdles mm, about going live with Copilot is the fact that before, if you had the spreadsheet with everybody's salary and the person had it on a site that just happened to have, all employees have access to it, but it's not a site that get used very often, nobody really knows about it, yeah, you kind of get away with that, not good. But well, now with Copilot, as she said, hey, who makes the most money in this company? Copilot's going to go out there and look at all the data that you have access to, and it's going to attempt to answer that question. And when it finds the spreadsheet that has that information, it's going to be more than happy to share it. So,
In a
yeah,
table or bulletin
yeah,
or in a PowerPoint presentation,
you can
however
have a
you'd like to see
conversation.
it.
You betcha. So
Write in a
that's
letter.
one thing that you have to be really careful with is Copilot. With
Yeah.
Copilot is managing permissions.
And then
Go ahead.
Microsoft Teams, Notes powered by Loop, now available for Microsoft 365, GCC High, and DoD. Quite frankly, this is the first time I have heard that Loop is available in the DoD.
Cool.
So this is Team Notes powered by Loop is now available in Microsoft, well, will be available in January for Microsoft 365, GCC High, and DoD environments. Teams notes are loop components in Teams meetings and chats that allow end users to co-create and collaborate on their meeting agenda, notes, and action items that can be co-authored and edited by everyone. Now, since notes are a loop components, they stay in sync across all places where they're shared and assign tasks automatically sync with to do and planner.
Yeah. No, it's freaking cool.
Yeah.
I really like notes and meetings. There's a couple that I'll do that are both Microsoft Loop related.
What are
Loop
they?
related.
Okay.
Departed user content workflows for user-owned Loop workspaces. So this manages the retention and deletion workflows for user-owned Loop workspaces like Copilot pages when users leave the organization. Notify and provide temporary access to other employees or administrators to save important data before deletion policies take effect. So I'm assuming this is very similar to when somebody leaves the company and the manager gets a notice. This is, hey, this person reports to you, their OneDrive is going away in 7 days. you may need to go out there and take a look at things and grab it. So that's going to be the same type of thing, I believe, that Loop Workspaces with this workflows to let you know is going to address. That's not until April. Also coming out in March for Loop, user accessible recycle bins for Loop Workspaces. So when users delete a Loop workspace, owners can restore it from a recycle bin in Loop. So I think that's really great that you're not kind of like, oh, you deleted it, it's gone. You're going to have the ability to go back and get that and put it back if somebody decides to get wild, had a little bit too much access that they should have had, and they delete the thing and it really shouldn't have been. So those are coming up in March and April. Those are for worldwide. They're not going out to any of the government tenants yet.
And then Planner, a unified Planner tab experience in Microsoft Teams. This is coming out in December, and it's coming out to the worldwide tenant. So that means just the standard tenant. And with this unified tab experience, you can now create and add any basic or premium plan to the Planner tab in Microsoft Teams. And to try it, you go to any team channel and search for the Planner after selecting the app's icon.
Cool.
Did you have anything else you wanted to touch on in development, Tom?
Two more, and then we can move to rolling out. One is Outlook, name pronunciation on profile card in Outlook Web and Outlook Desktop.
Yes.
So you can now, yeah, I'm going to love this one. You can now record and share the correct pronunciation of your name, promoting inclusivity and helping colleagues avoid mispronunciations.
Here's my favorite part.
With a click, you can play and listen to your colleague's name pronunciation. New Outlook for Windows. And then the other one, God, it takes so little to make us happy.
It does.
And the other one is Excel, Forms Data Sync support in Excel Desktop. So this is kind of cool that in Excel on the web, in the browser, you were able to actually get a live field of forms responses, or a live feed of forms responses coming in, which was nice because you didn't have to keep going and downloading it and downloading it and downloading it over and over and over again. You could watch it in real time. Well, now they're giving you that same ability in desktop. This is one of the things I find that's really cool, though. Users can also create a new form from Excel Desktop with the data sync connection to the Excel workbook. Used to be you could only do that within OneDrive. And yeah, whatever. Now you can do this actually and put it into a SharePoint site. And that's where all the things are going to come in terms of responses to your forms. I think that's going to be crucial because now you can store information and keep it around in SharePoint, and it doesn't all go bye-bye when the person who did it happens to leave the company and all the OneDrive stuff that they have ends up going away. So I really like that one. That one's actually coming out this month. So keep an eye open for that if you do a lot of work with forms data and you want an easier way to work with Excel in there. So.
Now, one thing I wanted to point out about the Outlook name pronunciation is that's coming out to everybody. That's coming out to worldwide GCC, GCC High, and DoD.
Good point.
So that's a lot of love for everybody.
You betcha.
All right. Anything else you want to touch on in development?
Nope, I'm ready to go to rolling out.
All right, let's roll on down to rolling out. Tom, why don't you go first?
So this is one that I think is going to be interesting. You might hate it too, but Outlook, stream video recordings in the new Outlook for Windows and web. They didn't put a hashtag in here. I don't know why.
What?
I know. We're introducing the ability to record and insert stream video recordings in Outlook on the web and the new Outlook for Windows. Soon you will be able to record a video of yourself, your screen, or both directly from Outlook and insert the recording into your mail. On the surface, love the idea. In reality, I have a feeling people are going to go, hey, rather than type all this information, I'm just going to create a 5-minute video that the person has to sit there and watch to get the message that I'm trying to give them. And I much prefer to read rather than watch a video. It's like, come on, come on, come on. That's what I'm afraid might end up happening, is that people start to abuse it. And instead of actually typing concise emails to convey information, they decide, hey, I'm going to go on camera and talk to you for 5 minutes. Yeah. I also like the fact, though, that you can be taking a recording of yourself or your screen. That'll be really nice. Hey, I'm running into this problem. Here's what it looks like. You can create the screen capture. It's going to embed in the email and you send it. That I think is going to be really cool. So I think this is a good thing. I don't know how often I'll use it, but I'm really hoping people do not decide that, oh, I'm not going to type emails anymore. I'm going to send videos on everything. So that's what I feel on that one.
Yeah.
How about you?
Okay. There are a couple of them, but the ones that I want to touch on right now are Outlook. Outlook got a lot of love. Hashtag new Outlook for Windows.
Windows, all three of them.
So there's Outlook, multiple account support for add-ins and apps in new Outlook for Windows. So currently, new Outlook for Windows supports apps and add-ins for the user's primary account only. So Microsoft is going to be enabling apps and add-ins to be supported across all of the accounts added to new Outlook, dynamically switching to the active identity.
Interesting.
Also, and this I am so thrilled about,
I bet you are.
copy the list of attendees in Outlook to a clipboard.
Yay.
Allow users to copy the list of attendees to clipboard from the calendar event.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. Also, we can sort meeting attendees. Allow users to sort meeting attendees in the tracking list alphabetically. What year is it, people?
And if you call within the next 5 minutes, we'll
You
also
get a set of
include.
knives. And then Outlook filter meeting attendees. Allow users to filter meeting attendees by name in the tracking list. So I am very excited about those advancements in Outlook.
Cool.
What else do you have in rolling out, sir?
There is only one more that I had highlighted, and that's Microsoft Teams chat for organizers and presenters in Town Hall. So
And that's
organizers.
also in Town Hall's Premium. There's a separate
Okay.
line for that, but
Got it. Thank you. I missed that one. Organizers, co-organizers, and presenters can chat privately in a separate chat from attendees. This chat is available to access before, during, and after the event. And that's rolling out sometime this month.
Great. Another one that I thought was great, especially for people who are needing to have interpreters interpret what's going on in a different language. You could get that interpreter being really loud and the speaker being really soft. So you'd miss the inflection of the speaker's voice, or the interpreter could be really soft and the speaker could be so loud that you can't really hear the interpreter. Right. Well, now, new user setting enables meeting participants using language interpretation to control the volume ratio between the original meeting audio and the interpretation audio.
Very cool.
So that is coming out for everybody. I am so excited to see that.
Cool.
Anything else you want to touch on, sir?
Not in rolling out. We could have launched.
All right. Go ahead. And what do you have in launch that you like?
Well, I can't pass up an opportunity to do something with new Outlook for Windows.
Hashtag. Did you get a different thing than I did? Because, there it is. Okay.
There it is. Last one in the list. Outlook, pick a local folder for saving attachments. Users are now able to pick a folder when saving an attachment in the new Outlook for Windows. And that's for GCC. Apparently, you can probably do it right now in regular worldwide, but you haven't been able to do it going higher up the food chain or lower down the food chain, whatever it happens to be. But now in GCC, you'll be able to pick that folder when you make a save, so you can save things in different locations without having to save it and then manually move it all over the place. So that's cool. And that's the only one I had that I was going to mention.
Okay, Microsoft Teams Queues app. This is for premium only. So you have to have Microsoft Teams Premium. So the new Queues app is a solution for collaboratively handling customer calls natively in Teams. So starting with Surface Call Queue calls, your team members can use the Queues app to handle inbound calls, be it a PSTN or a VoIP call. They can make outbound calls on behalf of the call queues or auto attendant that they are assigned to. And they can review the call queues statistics. I couldn't pronounce statistics to save my life there for a moment. And seamlessly collaborate with their lead and colleagues within the flow of work. So, authorized users with permissions from Teams admins can monitor their call queue and auto attendant in real time, generate reports on queue and agent performance, configure their call queues and auto attendance using Teams settings, and opt in or out of their team members to optimize for business needs. This is a Teams premium feature. And I'm glad they made that a Teams premium feature because it sounds like it's going to take a little care and feeding.
Yeah, it's not going to be a simple
Yeah,
thing. I mean,
and
we have
that's just for the standard tenant.
a basic standalone package that does all that kind of stuff, and it can get really complex. So it's not something to just like, oh, turn on the switch and poof, there you go. There's
Yeah,
work involved in this one.
no. All right, so what's canceled? We've got Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal, Endpoint Data Loss Prevention, Contextual Evidence Match for Endpoint DLP. So with this update, you would have been able to see the matched sensitive information type and context surrounding it, up to 300 characters. As a result of a DLP policy match on your endpoint devices, this item is no longer accurate and is being removed from the roadmap, and Microsoft apologizes for any inconvenience. Microsoft Viva Glint, access to the Viva app bar. Viva Glint displays Viva app bar for improved discoverability of other Viva apps. This feature has been removed from the roadmap to create a more consistent user experience for all Viva Glint users. Then we also have Microsoft Teams audio zones enable mesh creators to craft custom audio experiences. I'm like, who has the time?
I don't have any legs. Why do I need custom
I know.
experience?
So Microsoft is not going to release audio zones for Mesh Toolkit at this time, and they are sorry for any inconvenience and will continue to share updated roadmap entries as additional Mesh features and functionality become available in Teams. So the spatial audio in Mesh was
Would
going to
have.
provide realistic recreational recreation of how sound moves in the real world, with the volume of people speaking or media playing getting lower as you move away from the source of the sound. The introduction of audio sound enables creators to craft custom audio experiences for the intended use of a space with features such as extended audio drop off distances for conversations that happen in a large area, or restricting what audio can enter and a given area, and to allow smaller groups to have lively conversations without disturbing their neighbors. I think that this would have been a good thing, especially for people who are hard of hearing and are using amplification devices, which amplifies everything. So if you could create those audio zones, it might make it easier for those who are hearing impaired to focus in on what they need to focus on. But sorry, we're not getting that.
And I just don't see, at least I have not seen any real uptick on mesh. And
Mm-hmm.
so, to put on a lot of time and effort to that, um, great idea, but the whole metaverse type thing of avatars and stuff just doesn't seem to go places these days. So
Maybe we're just not the demographic. Maybe we're too old.
I would say something, but I would say, well, maybe I'll get old one day and I know exactly what the next words out of your mouth would be. You're old
You already
today.
are, Blanche. You already are.
The joys of doing presentations with your wife. It's awesome.
All right. Well, that's all the
Oh,
news that's fit to print on this episode of the Microsoft Pulse. Thanks so much for joining us and have a great week. Bye
bye,
now.
everyone.